What's up, guys? Welcome back to Horsepower and Pizza. My name is Bailey. On today's episode, we are working on my KTM sketchy cart once again, and we're gonna build the gas tank. Before we start off, I'm here in the office and I'm going to do the math so we can calculate the volume for the tank, and then I'll give you a quick rundown of what the tank should look like, and then we're gonna get into the shop and get into it. The engine I'm using is out of a 2007 KTM 50SX Junior. The stock tank on this bike holds 0.48 gallons, so just under a half gallon, which is 1.8 liters for all you bogans who I know you're following along on Instagram because I see you. Don't think I don't notice. I appreciate your support. So there are 231 cubic inches in a gallon. I'm gonna shoot for half a gallon. The tubing that I'm using to build the gas tank is square tubing. It's about 4 inches square. It's the inside dimensions that matter. So you're gonna have wall thickness here that's going to take away from that 4 inches. I measured it briefly at work. It's like 3.75, so like 3 1/4 square. Just like you're in 5th grade geometry, you're just gonna go 3.75 times 3.75, and that's gonna be 14 1/16. This is gonna be half a gallon worth of volume, so we're gonna go 115.5 divide by 14.0625. I need just under 8 1/4 inches of that tubing. The math to calculate the volume of the gas tank was simple enough. It's not going to be completely accurate, but it's going to be close enough. I just wanted to have roughly the same amount of fuel that you would have on that bike because I know roughly how long the bike will run before it runs out of fuel, and I think we're gonna have plenty of fuel for the purpose of, we're gonna slide this thing around parking lots is my goal. The gas tank is going to be made out of 4x4 aluminum tubing. I think it's like maybe 3/16 wall, 1/8 inch wall, something like that. It's gonna be about 8 1/4 inches long, and then we're just going to weld aluminum caps on the ends. But before we do that, I'm going to mill a pocket in the top for this gas filler cap. It's a vented filler cap that I got from Spartan Motorsports products. It's really well made, CNC machined. I reached out to them and I said, hey, we should collab on my next build, and they hit me back and said they're looking forward to working with me. So maybe they'll help us with the next one, we'll see. Really well made, something I could have made myself, but like the sprocket, it was just faster and cheaper to buy it, and sometimes you have to weigh that option in manufacturing. That's what parts vendors are for, and you got to use your resources. Then the bottom of the tank is going to get a few small holes drilled in the bottom of it, and then this petcock will go up in and get bolted up through this flange. Didn't really look into that yet because it came with gaskets and everything, and I just want to make sure that it doesn't leak. We should be good to go. I guess we're gonna find out. I have personally never welded aluminum before, so Danny is going to help us out on this one. I'm gonna do the machining and the rough work, and we're gonna go from there. This is the vented gas filler cap that I bought from Spartan Motorsports products. This is all aluminum, so it will weld nicely to the tank. But if you look down here, there's this smaller diameter step that is actually going to slide down in the pocket that I'm going to cut in the tank. So I need to know what size that is. I have dial calipers because I'm gonna make it fit a couple thousandths loose so it slips right in. It's 1 5/10 inches, so it's about 10 thousandths bigger than 1 1/2 inches. This is our fuel petcock that will be on the bottom. I already put the gasket in on this side. I'm just gonna check the diameter of these bolt holes so I know about what to get for hardware for that. And those holes are just over 1/4 inch, so 1/4 inch hardware will work. don't call him Danny Dimes for nothing. We're getting about ready to call it for the day. This end came out pretty well. Danny welded everything and ground it. There's a couple spots that need touched up yet. The material that we used for the end plates on this isn't the best aluminum. It's a little bit thicker than the tubing and it's just not great material. So this side welded pretty well. This side, this edge doesn't look bad, but some of these, we're gonna end up cutting this one off and redoing it, which isn't the end of the world. All of the welds are going to get ground down and sanded up, polished up, and pretty much just blended in. It's gonna look pretty much like a one-piece tank.
It'll be blended 100%. You won't be able to tell there was weld there at all.
Danny fought the welder a little bit. I pissed him off a little bit after we already worked a full day.
Totally redeemed myself.
He did totally redeem himself. The Spartan Motorsports Products filler neck, we took the cap out of it so the gases could escape from the tank while he welded it. Everything looks really nice on that. Probably not gonna have to blend that one nearly as much. Probably not going to at all, really. Leave that as it is, but we'll blend the ends. And I have a nice surprise finishing touch for this that Zach Helmick is getting involved. If you know who my friend Zach Helmick is, they own a shop called Metal Fab in Frederick, Maryland, and Zach did my laser engraved Zippos for the merch drop last fall. So that's what I'll leave that at. Huge shouts to Danny $, AKA Danny Dimes. We out here. Top Quality Fab on Instagram. Pizza Boy Metalworks on Instagram is also something that, I mean, I post stuff that I do, I post stuff that he does, and stuff from the sketchy cart build, some stuff from work, some stuff from previous jobs. If you're interested in all of the metalworking, be sure to head over and check that out. At Horsepower Pizza on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Check out at Cold Pizza Podcast on Instagram, iTunes, and Spotify. And if you want to support, head over to www.horsepowerandpizza.com. Till next week, peace out, build it for you.